Hi, today's recipe is Tiffin Bar. Now this has been handed down to me from my mother-in-law, so I want to hand it down to the rest of the Mrs. Paynes in the future. Right, so brilliant because it's all done in one pan, which I love because then there's less washing up because I'm so lazy. I've had to put these pans out for you to show you the ingredients. So to start with, we've got saucepan with 4 ounces of margarine, then you have 2 ounces of sultanas, you'll have 1.5 tablespoons of golden syrup, rich tea biscuits, we need 7 ounces of those, 1 big tablespoon of soft brown sugar, 3 big tablespoons of drinking chocolate, and 1 whole luscious bar of chocolate to melt on the top. That's if it all gets to the pan before I eat it. Okay, so we need to go over to the oven. Before we start melting all the ingredients, what I want to do, show you a good trick, is you have to crush the biscuits. So I found the easiest and less messy way to do this is to put them, do a few at a time, put them in a zip bag, and then just beat out a bit of frustration that you might have. Take it out on the biscuits. Not complete powder though, so do that to the whole lot. So that's your bag of your rich tea biscuits ready to go in a minute, just keep them there. So now we're just going to melt the butter, and into that we're going to put that tablespoon of brown sugar, soft brown sugar, and 3 tablespoons of the drinking chocolate. Just give that a little stir. So there you go. All those biscuits have soaked in all the bits of chocolate and treacle, etc. Now here I've got a pan, just a bit of lining in the bottom, just so as it's a bit easier to get out afterwards. And just scoop all that in there. Get all the moist bits, because that's the bit that holds this whole biscuit together. Right, you need to push it down just so it ends up forming a good base. And basically the base is then ready for the chocolate, melted chocolate on the top. There we go, nice and flat. And that cools down whilst we then go on to melting the chocolate. So you know I was saying I don't like to make too much mess. The pan that we were just using, with boiled water, pop in the bottom, just up there, put that back on the heat again. Okay, so I'm using 1 more bowl. Another bowl there, and into this we'll just break up chocolate squares. And this will melt down, and then we're going to be pouring it over the top of the biscuits that have cooled down a bit by then. I'm really tempted to take a square of this, I have to tell you. It's been really good. It's all going in. Thinking of the waistline. Well, not when I eat it all in the end anyway, so. Okay. And there you have it. Beautifully melted. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pour it onto I get to this stage each time and I think to myself, that's never going to be enough to cover it, but it is. Trust me, you've got a whole bar of chocolate there after all. And you're just going to end up spreading it about. And there you go, it's finished. So this cools down, then goes in the fridge, and then you cut it into squares, and before you know it, this tray will be empty. And there it is, all finished. One lovely Tiffin bar.